might be like, hey, after a couple minutes, you ready to play again? Can we try one more time? Maybe I can help you. How can I help you? Ask. A lot of individuals do speak, so just ask them, what is it that you need? What can I help you with?
There's something about working with young children and knowing that you play an important part in their lives and in their development and makes the small things important.
So TryCAN is basically a collaboration of, at this point, 12 different towns who work together to offer recreation programs for children who may have different special needs, but we like to call them unique needs because it's not necessarily only geared towards kids who through schools may have IEPs or specific learning challenges or behavioral problems. It's geared towards all children who may need a little extra help in whatever area we may be offering a program in.
When you're first starting on this journey and you realize your child has some special needs or some different learning differences, it can be kind of isolating. You don't know a whole lot of other people who are going down that same path, so being able to have a place like TryCAN was really essential, and I think in a lot of ways it's just as great for the parents as it is for the kids who are in the program.
We did a Thanksgiving dinner, we've done a couple swim events, baseball game, the annual baseball under the lights. Being able to play a baseball game, being able to spend a day at the pool or have a Thanksgiving dinner is something that not all of these families have because of the needs of their kids. But to be able to be included in a setting where you're not judged and you're accepted is a great benefit of the program.
I've been at TryCAN for a little over 3 years, and I teach dance, movement, and yoga for kids ages 5 to 15.
Okay, now let's try with the other foot. This side's a lot better.
Typical class usually has about 5 or 6 children, and the groups tend to be small, so definitely no more than maybe 8 or 9 kids in a group. And I usually have one mentor per student in the class, so each mentor is like a dance partner for each child. We do a warm-up, and then the children do a lot of coordination exercises, stretching exercises. We work on flexibility, balance, coordinating different parts of the body together, like arms and legs. And we use the space, so we move all around the room, and then we finish with a cool down. The kids always take a bow at the end of class.
And then think about someone that's next to you, or behind you, or in front of you, and just say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and now think about somebody that's not in the room. You just say thank you.
Thank you. Tickle me, Abba.
Okay, then you can open your eyes.
Tickle
See the
me,
people.
Abba.
Thank you.
So the mentors are kind of at the core of the program. Without the mentors that we train every year, TryCAN wouldn't be possible. So every program is based on the model of having like a head teacher who's a certified teacher, behaviorist, BCBA, ABA therapist, whatever it may be. And from there, we have the mentors who are specifically there to provide individualized assistance to all of the kids.
I think it's a better idea to have mentors than not have mentors.
And it's great as far as sometimes kids need a little bit more prompting, or it's even kind of a bridge between making friends who were Patrick's age versus adults. So maybe they weren't 5-year-olds, but at least it was somebody who was like 13, so he can make some connections with that.
So before you become a mentor, essentially what happens is you have to attend a 2-hour training. It's evolved over the years. Currently it's taught by myself, Patricia Walsh, who is the transition coordinator at Summit High School, and Helena Bronco, who is an ABA therapist.
I had no idea what the training program was supposed to include, because I wasn't sure how a training program was supposed to help me understand and get to know how a special needs child thinks.
Hold him by the shoulders.
I got it.
Okay, and you're gonna walk him through it. Make sure he doesn't hit.
I'm supposed to close my eyes.
You have to close your eyes. Make sure he doesn't hit any of the cups.
Yeah, right this way. Keep your feet narrow.
That's it.
That's the key. Sharp left.
I remember when I left, I was feeling a lot more confident. I knew what I was going to be dealing with better, and I felt a lot better after the training session.
Mentees and you're the mentor? Yes. So how can you, now the tension goes on you because you have it. So if the goal is to throw the frisbee and go back and forth, how can you break it down? So say this is the mentee, he doesn't know how to even hold it. So he's like this. Hold it all with him.
It's basically showing him an example.
Yeah. So what is he doing? He's doing a model prompt, right? He's modeling how to do it.
Every time I mentor, it's something different. It's always unexpected. In my reading class, there was this kid that usually didn't like to read so much, and I used to keep encouraging them to keep going. And then one day he walked in, and then he was just super enthusiastic to read.
One day after class, when I was talking to one of the kids' moms, he came up and hugged me, and I thought that just really inspired me, since it was the special connections we were making.
We get a lot of feedback from the parents about how it really helps to boost confidence in their child, to make them feel like they're doing something really great for the community. In fact, we do actually have one child in our program who is a participant in a couple of our groups for older children, but then she also volunteers and works with the younger kids. So that's kind of a really cool success story, to have a mentor who's also giving back, but at the same time serving her needs by participating in a program.
Just watching them helps me learn new things. In the dance class, for example, just watching them dance without self-concern or anything like that, even when sometimes they're struggling, it really inspires me to be true to myself and never give up.
There's a couple ways that people can be supporters of TryCAN. The first is obviously volunteering. We take volunteers that are kids, and we take adults as well. Attend our programs. If you do have a child with special needs, come out to our programs, show us that you're interested, offer us feedback of what you'd like to see. We want to make sure that we're serving the community, and the best way to make sure that you're supporting us is to allow us to know what you want to see offered for your kids, and to come to the programs that we offer, because when we can justify and show that things have been so successful for programs, that's what makes them tradition. Finally, you can support TryCAN financially. TryCAN is a 501c3, so you can make donations to the organization as well.
When you're learning about your child having learning differences and maybe some special needs and just feeling very isolated, it's hard.
And to be able to break down the barriers and make these children feel like they can and like they're included is so great.
TryCAN helps kids to feel like they're part of something, and helps the parents feel like they're part of something. In a lot of ways, when we've had the events, the whole family feels like part of the community.
Just being able to see the growth and advancements that these kids make, it's really remarkable to see how happy these kids can be when they're succeeding in a program, or the smiles on a parent's face because their child can do something at one of our events that maybe may have been too overwhelming for them otherwise. So knocking down these barriers to allow the children to access what anybody else can access in quote-unquote normal life is the best feeling for me, because it makes me feel good to know that everybody else is succeeding and doing well and has access to all of the recreational opportunities that they'd like to receive.